Cheerio, bonjour, nice to see you. I want to talk about our girl Shannon. It's been 5 years and a month since the murder. I started reviewing the NK police interview, and then for the oh, my hair looks terrible, doesn't it? For the last few days, I've been driving on my mail route listening to her police interview. And I want to say, first of all, I don't care what you say below. If you want to be a jerk, be a jerk. Make fun of my fish mouth. I think someone said I had a fish mouth one time. I don't care. Sticks and stones hurt me. Words never, ever will. And that's part of the issue with our society these days. People are way too sensitive. Okay, I don't think NK had a thing to do with it. I think she was a girl in love. Well, was she 33 years old? I mean, if I'm wrong, someone will tell me. When you're 33, many of your peers have been or gotten married. Some of them are pregnant, and you're sitting there thinking, "What's wrong with me? Hey, honey, what's wrong with me? Why will no one marry me?" But even if you're thinking that, you meet a man, and obviously you want to believe everything he's saying to you. And I did that. She said something today that bothered me a little bit. So, I've been married twice. My second husband, I dated before my first husband, and I wanted to marry him then, and no. He was 26 or so and not even ready for a commitment. So I married the first husband, and I was with him for 8 years, and then I got sick, and I've told you guys this. The first 18 months I was sick, I spent 184 nights in the hospital. So I got out of the hospital, and I expected that I would die. And every time I heard the second husband's name, let's just call him George, my first husband and I would be in a restaurant, and the waiter would walk up and say, "Hi, I'm George. How are you doing tonight?" And all of a sudden I was like, "I'm not hungry." Because I loved George, and it bothered me. So after I got sick, I went to my first husband. I said, "You're awesome. You've done nothing wrong." And my first husband had a lot of cash. And I said, "I just want a divorce. I don't want any of your money, nothing." I mean, I barely took any of our furniture. Because I wanted to be with George. And I walked away. But the police asked NK, "How many times were you in that house?" And she tells them twice. Discovery also proves that. Or not prove. I mean, nothing can ever really prove it, and she said, "I didn't like being there. I was very, very uncomfortable." Okay, well, I went to George's house one time while he was still living with his soon-to-be ex-wife. Now, I will say, when I got in touch with George again, he was already going through a divorce. So, none of the whatever Chris said. They were going through divorce. Paperwork had been filed. In my world, everything was fine. So I kind of, anyway, I screwed my first husband. I have so much respect for him. Good for him. But again, I didn't take any of his money. But I was in that house one time, and I was really uncomfortable. She said that. She said the first time I went there, I went to do a fitness app or something, which is just a cockamamie. It sounded like our grandfathers. A cockamamie excuse. And it was just a garbage excuse to get her over there. Then the second time, she went upstairs. Excuse me a moment. And she said how uncomfortable she felt. I got that. I mean, it almost gave me goosebumps. I can remember one time looking around the corner to check on the kids because our sons were the exact same age. Now, 18 years later, his is still a son, mine's a girl now. But I remember how uncomfortable I felt. I've listened to her interview about 3 times now. I think she was embarrassed and humiliated. I don't think for one moment she had anything to do with it. She was embarrassed. She felt stupid. I mean, how could I fall for this? Many other channels will tell you that she looked up Shannon's name. Okay, no, she didn't. The DA Rourke even confirmed she never, ever looked up Shannon's name. So, she felt stupid. Rest in peace, Shannon, Bella, Celeste, and Nico. Shannon caused this, and she absolutely did not deserve to be murdered. But she was running a big scam. He was earning about $67,000 a year, and she was spending about $40,000 a year to get to the $80,000 level. I assume, obviously, you know what MLMs are. If you're new to my channel, go back a couple of years and watch my old stuff. I didn't really know how to tag stuff then. But, I'll say it again, she didn't deserve what she got. But my goodness, she was spending this family into oblivion. That Chris made a comment that how great she was at, I don't remember the term he used. It was pretty much picking coconuts. She could pay one bill with another bill to cover another bill. Okay, well, that's nothing to be impressed about. How about the HOA thing? Well, I was sending the check to the wrong address. Okay, well, let's say that's true. Well, you would have figured it out when your bank account had an extra $257 a month in it. Because I believe their HOA was $257 a month. That's nuts. Their mortgage was $2,800 a month. What? You buy a house? You're 2 people. You move. Oh, I'm getting upset now. Take a breath. Take a breath. When they moved to Colorado, or when they bought that house in Colorado, she owned this 5 or 6 bedroom house in Charlotte, which she didn't need. She had furnished it to the hilt. And when she sold the house, she left all the furniture, which means she probably hadn't paid for almost any of it. But only Chris's name was on the new house. Why? Because Shannon didn't have any credit, or her credit was destroyed. But when they purchased that house, went into the design center to pick out everything, she had told Chris she was barren. Okay, so why are 2 people who are never ever going to have children, because there's no reason Shannon would lie about that, is there? No, of course not. None. Buy this great big huge house on a little teeny 1/8 of an acre. You're 2 people. Go 5 miles outside of town and buy 5 or 10 acres, a 3-bedroom house. And then, if the Lord wills and you have a child, well, you've got a 3-bedroom house, but you can always add on. But buy some land. You know that your man, Chris, loves cars. He wants a garage. I call it a garage. You watch that chapter? Mike. Here we go. It's a garage. I've always called it a garage. I had a sister-in-law from Liverpool, and I was 16 when I met her. And so garage is what I say. I call the bathroom the loo. Let's go to the loo. But you know that's what your future husband wants. He loves cars. Okay, the point about the garage. When my first husband and I Oh no, the second husband was George. First husband, Luther. We bought a townhouse to start off with. However, it was a townhouse with a little walkway. It was almost like my mud room. It had windows all on one side and then my washer and dryer on the other. And then opened that door and made a 2-car garage because Luther was a mechanic and he had to have a workbench. He had to have that stuff. So that's what we did because that was one of his priorities. My priority was a nice kitchen and I wanted a separate laundry room. I compromised with that little walkway, but I never ever did again. I always had a separate laundry room. I'm picky about that. I want a, you know what? We moved from that townhouse to a single family home on an acre of land. Actually had a 3-car garage, and I had a laundry chute in that house. My laundry room was on the main level, which is ridiculous. Now my laundry room is, up on the bedroom level now. But I had a laundry chute, so that was kind of cool. It was always fun sticking stuff down there. And then I started having children, and every once in a while you'd be pulling the laundry out and there would be a juice box in there. But you don't need that big giant house. But here's something that bothers me a lot. Her parents. Okay, so I told you I've been listening to the NK police interview. And the first person that came up was Frankie Ruzek. It was 3.5 hours. Well, the interview's 2 hours, so I knew it was full of other things. Well, I didn't listen. Frankie has been on my channel, and I think I had 400 subscribers now. Oh, I don't have many more now. I mean, I'm near 4,000. If I focused and got busy, I could probably get more subscribers. But the point is, I was even more of a nobody. And Frankie got pissy with me. And all my videos were reality. Everything I said about his sister, he couldn't deny. Okay, but her parents. They had a credit card, $3,500, Shannon and Chris did, and her parents co-signed on that. What? You're 30... Well, she was 34 when she died, but let's assume she'd had that credit card a year or two. You're 32 and you have to ask your parents to co-sign a credit card? What? My parents would have looked at me and said, you're out of your mind. However, why don't you come over for Sunday dinner, bring your bills, and let's figure out what's going on. And then maybe had I sat down with my parents, they absolutely would have helped me. But I would need to show them what was going on. Well, Shannon was in an MLM. That was what was going on. Now, granted, she was about status. Who is the chick? Oh, Prince Harry's wife. She's all about status. She'll go to a homeless shelter. Make sure the cameras are there, though, or backgrid. And she'll wear a $5,000 outfit or $5,000 cardigan that doesn't fit. She's funny. Recently, something happened. I'm trying to find something larger. She went to Kevin Costner's charity event, and they were announced, well, because they paid $24,000 to be there. But they're walking on stage, and the woman is there, and Harry's wife grabs the microphone. You can see her fingers on it, and the woman pulls it away from her. She's like, out. Nobody wants to hear from you. We never heard of you, you home wrecker. I really should do a video about Harry and Harry's wife. I won't say her name. I didn't know who she was prior to the marriage. She's a home wrecker. She doesn't even speak to her own father, who supported her for 34 years. Anyway. It bothers me a lot. I mean, my heart broke. I watched... There's video of the moving trucks in front of Shannon's house, and this is, weeks later, and her father is out there. Hi, Oscar. Her father is out there. Come here, baby. And, let's see if he'll let you say hello. Say hi, Oscar. Her father's out there, and he's talking, and he's pretty much saying, Leave us alone. My goodness. Look what we've been through. And amen. Look what they went through. Can't even imagine that. I don't want to say take some responsibility, but I mean, you enabled her. Had years ago, when she bought that great big house in Charlotte that she absolutely did not need, you needed to invite her over to dinner and say, honey, are you okay? Obviously something's going on. Apparently Frankie says she made $500,000 a year working at Dirty South. I wonder if she was doing anything extra. And that's impossible. I want to know what you have to say, because I would like to talk more about this. Oh, Oscar's got his head over here. He's just, it's so tough being a golden retriever with a huge backyard and a brother. Oh, we're getting a new cat. We've named him Jack. Oh, really? Our last name is Daniel, so he's going to be Jack Daniel. He's a little teeny little guy. Actually, we're not sure if he's a guy or a girl. We'll take him to the vet next week and find out. He's all black, and he is just the biggest size. He's awesome. I was terrified of cats until I found Piper on the golf course 5 years ago. And then 2 years ago, I got Floyd. And now I'm getting a third cat. Oh, call me a cat lady. 2 dogs, 3 cats. I'll say again, I'll shut this down. Shannon absolutely did not deserve what she got. Bella is the one I feel the worst for. It kills me Bella didn't hop out of that truck and run into the darkness. But I wouldn't have done that. I'm 52. Well, at 52, if you take me out into a truck and I watch you bring somebody else up into the stair, I'm going to do that. My point is, I would also be terrified to run out into the black. She was just pure black. That breaks my heart. Chris told police that she said, is the same thing going to happen to me? That little girl, that's who I hurt for. I'm sorry, Shannon. The Lord will judge you. MLMs are bad. Oh my goodness. Watch The Recovering Hunbot. There's a girl, she's really pretty. She's got gorgeous brown hair. She's a little chubby now. But she worked for Beachbody. She was a top 1%er in a few different MLMs. Really pretty girl. She talks about it. I don't remember, the name of her channel. But I love The Recovering Hunbot. Okay. I would like, tomorrow night the boy has a football game, but on Sunday I would like to cover this topic again. So let me know what you think. Shannon obviously didn't deserve it, but I get it. I honestly do. And NK had nothing to do with it. Some of the stuff she said was creepy. She said, oh, I deleted everything because I was hurt. What? And then I realized he'd lied to me. Or maybe she said, first I was hurt, and then once I figured out he'd lied to me, I deleted everything. She made some ignorant excuses, but she was embarrassed. She was humiliated. She's sitting there with her father saying, yes, you can have my phone and have all of the text messages. And she's knowing that there are naughty pictures and naughty words on there. She's humiliated. You think about she's got that shot in her bikini in the bathroom. She's taking a picture of the bathroom reflection. Excuse me. Hang on. The Nationals just scored. Maybe. We gotta love our baseball. You guys know I'm a big sports fan. 10-6. Nats over the Braves. Okay, well, she knew that picture was going to show up and her parents were going to see it. Well, I guarantee there were other pictures where her naughties weren't all covered up. Oh, look at that! I'm wearing a Nationals t-shirt at this moment. She was humiliated. She was embarrassed. She did feel lied to. She also sat there and went, I've been with this man for 5 weeks, and I've changed my entire life. I mean, this much in 5 weeks? Man, I'm a big sucker. Again, she was embarrassed. If you think NK had anything to do with it, obviously let me know, please. If you're still watching right now, I'm shocked. But let me know, because I'm going to cover this subject again on Sunday. I had made some notes, and then I couldn't find them, and I was frustrated with the whole damn family. So I said, you know what, I'm just going to come out and talk freelance. Ooh, fancy word, freelance. Okay. Hit like, hit subscribe. God bless you, and oh my goodness, God bless us, America.